Friday night greetings to you all. It's the start of a lively weekend for the Blues at all levels, ahead of the big games for the youth team and the first team tomorrow. We've got live action from the PL2 for you tonight. It's the penultimate game of the season for the development squad, and it's a tough one. League leaders Everton are the guests at Aldershot, and they have the title in their sights. 2 games left for them as well. If they win this one, they will be the inaugural champions of the PL2. So what an incentive for them. And for Chelsea, can the Blues rise to the challenge and compete with this year's best in the division? Let's hope so. The last game was a very good return to winning ways for Chelsea at this level. Held at Stamford Bridge, they smashed Sunderland. 3-0 it was, but it could have been anything. That was Richard Narty scoring his first goal at this level. Great cross from young John Panzo there for Ike Ugbo for 2-0. More on Panzo shortly. And Ike got the third as well. Lovely move that ended with Mason Mount, Harvey Sinclair, and then Isaac Christie-Davis didn't quite score, but Ugbo did. All of which meant, actually at the time, it put Chelsea fourth, but since then Arsenal have played again and gone above the Blues. And as you can see from there, fourth is going to be as good as it can possibly get for Chelsea this season at this level. Everton, well, even 1 point tonight, they've probably got it sewn up. But certainly if they win, it's all done. So that is something to look out for. They may well be celebrating big time, the travelling Toffees. Clive Walker is with me for this one as the players emerge from the tunnel. 2 games left, time to finish with a bang, Clive.
Well, it would be nice, Ben, wouldn't it? We always want the lads to go away for the summer break. If that's possible at this stage, talking about the summer, but to go away with a smile on their face and a warm feeling that it's ended well. It's always nice to end well because you come back with great expectations for the following season. So let's hope last couple of games, especially this one tonight, to be honest, Ben, this one against potential and probably the champions of the PL2. If we can get a win tonight, it'd be lovely.
Certainly would, but clearly it won't be easy, even against a slightly tweaked with Everton team. More on that in a minute. As for Chelsea, well, the Blues side includes some of the youth cuppers that we saw earlier this week, namely Ugbo, Maddox, Mount and Chaloba. Schoolboy John Panzo continues at left-back, another start for him, so that's good. 4 at the back with Cole De Silva on the right. Ike Ugbo, by the way, needs 2 for another 20-goal season, so every chance, hopefully, especially with another youth cup leg to come, that he'll do that. Everton have tended to be strong at this level this season in terms of selection, hence their position. They've got Mo Besic continuing his comeback from injury. John Joe Kenny has played some first team, and up top, Sambu is apparently a junior Lukaku in the making. So we shall see. Now they've had the likes of Tom Davis and Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Pennington and Mason Holgate coming through this season into the first team. But they've also been playing a fair bit in this league, which would partly explain the lofty position. But they have been a club that bring their youngsters through well over the years, Everton. More on the game shortly, but before we get any football, we're going to have a minute's silence here, as we will at all grounds in England this weekend, for the awful, shocking news that broke this morning that Ugo Ehiogu, former Villa, Borough, West Brom and others, and England international, passed away at the ridiculously young age of 44. PL2 coach calls himself over the heel of Tottenham Hotspur. And man, we saw a fair bit, Clive, around the bridge actually on Youth Cup nights. He used to come along to them. I remember he was at the final. We worked with him last year ahead of the Man City game.
And again, I've met him on many occasions, and of course, he's just one of those really nice guys. He really was. You know, a pleasure to have known.
Away we go then. Maybe a night of destiny for Everton. If it's not tonight, it will probably be next week. They've been strong. They've played 20 times and they've won 15 games. Anyone who has a ratio like that, you would expect to be up there and challenging. But we were just saying beforehand, Clive, if Ola Reina and Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Nathan Aki and Charlie Musonda and people were playing for Eddie Vivash every week, Chelsea would probably be challenging for this title too.
Well, they would be, and you know, it's down to club development, isn't it, and the decisions they make as Everton come forward quickly.
Slip through, and no flag, and an early chance for Sambu.
Yeah, we just looked a little bit ragged there, didn't we? They won the ball nice and comfortably on halfway, and we gave it away cheaply, to be fair. But even after that, no one really gets a challenge in. It's a poor shot in the end, Ben, you'd have to say, but the worry would be that they get into that position in the opening minute.
Good chance so early on. He's got 4 goals in his 8 games at this level, Basala Sambu. And, big things are expected from him.
You know what, Ben, when you see players like that who can score goals at this level, for me, an out-and-out goal scorer hits the target there. He's got a great opportunity. But out-and-out goal scorers usually hit the target. It'd be interesting to see how he develops over the coming seasons. I suppose we'll see some more of him.
Carl Scott in the middle of the Chelsea midfield tonight with Ruben Sammet and the excellent Chalobah in the centre of defence. And another game in goal for Mitchell Beanie, who played that Sunderland game when Chelsea got back to winning ways. It had been, unbelievably, 9 weeks since they'd won a game. But that said, quite a lot of breaks at this level. They hadn't played for 4 of those weeks, but it had been a sloppy run after a really good long unbeaten run that went all the way back to September.
It's also those, you know, we talk about the development of the lads and improving them physically and you know, playing wise, but mentally as well. That's a process they have to go through, and I think, you know, you have to mentally switch on and understand that that's a big part of the game as well. And if you're not playing games for a few weeks, you have to get yourself ready so that you are ready to play. It's a mental side of the game the boys have to learn.
That was David Unsworth there, Everton's coach at this level.
He's done a good job as well.
Ugbo trying to do a good job here. Back tidying up. And doing so very well is Mo Besic, who's a quality player. A World Cup performer with the Bosnian international side and a very popular player amongst Everton fans, but he can't stay fit. Remember, he came back from an injury once against Chelsea. I think it was the game Naismith got a hat-trick in and got injured straight away. Good header there from Trevor Chalobah, who's been as good as anyone, I think, in defence amongst the Blues junior ranks this term. Huge leap from an already tall young man. Yeah, there was
one thing I probably said about him at the beginning of the season, Ben, was his ability was second to none. You know, he had everything, Trevor Chalobah, to be that central defender, whether it's in a 2 or 3, depending on how you play. But there was one thing that maybe I slightly criticised him. I thought that's an area you need to improve. It was the timing of his headers. And he's proved just there, in the opening few minutes, how much he has come on this season. He's had a brilliant season, and that one little thing I think was so important for his game, he seems to have resolved. And that's a great compliment for a lad who had everything as a defender anyway.
Covering in behind him there was Richard Narty. Another go at this level, actually played at the very end of last season, made a debut in the under-21 league, as it was.
Yeah, that's good covering by Richard as well, because he's seen the situation that they've popped the ball in behind, and we have to remember this is a good Everton side. You know, you are going to be put under pressure, and you have to concentrate, focus and read the situation. And Richard Narty's read it so well there and cleared his lines.
That's Harry Charsley there, the number 11. He scored an absolutely brilliant goal when these two last met. Live on Chelsea TV, 1-1. Dujon Sterling scored a very good one for Chelsea on the same night. Here comes the corner from Walsh. And a head around the back for Besic, who wants another corner.
Yeah, just caught us out of position slightly there. I think Reginati just lost his marker, but he managed to get the block in. Of course, that's the most important thing. If you do make a mistake, just recover. He does that, just gets his body in the way as Besic makes the header. Deflects it away for another corner.
In towards Charsley, got a free head on it. And then Kenny up. That's all he could do, and he's pulled it down again there, Kenny. And then Williams, and then Charsley, and Williams again, and hacked away.
Yeah, just sheer numbers. You feel that someone was going to get their boot behind it and clear it, and just needed to bounce freely to one of the blue shirts. Not the best of headers there, and in midfield on the edge of the box, we should be doing a little bit better. But we did recover, got bodies in behind, and cleared our lines.
So another start for young Panzo. He debuted from the start in a tough game actually at Liverpool when they had a strong side out. And then he started again against Sunderland. Starting again here. 16-year-old playing against a couple of grown men out there. Carl Scott helping to mop up, taking a little bit of a chance. No foul, but Samet helps him out.
It's all a bit feisty, isn't it? It's very quick and lots of mistakes coming in. Everton obviously in the ascendancy, but together collectively we've managed to repel them so far. But just got to make sure we get the ball forward now. And when we do, it's up to UK to try and hang on to it so we can push up.
It's nicely done, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's too easy though, Ben, isn't it? Got past Ruben Samet too easily, and then of course there's no help.
Charsley with the cross, deep one, back across the face of goal, and Beanie comes with the fist and gets there. And that is some hit coming in from Baningime.
Well, we're on the edge, aren't we, at the moment? We seem to be getting a bit of a battering. We can't seem to get anything going forward, so defensively we've got to work hard, but that's a good ball into the far post. Mitchell does well initially. I thought he actually got something with this from this on the second chance, but it's actually clipped off the top of the crossbar. And to be fair, he should have hit the target and scored there. Lots to aim at. Yeah, there's one or two bodies in the way, but he should do better.
Well, with essentially no keeper there, if he gets a good contact and it's low, it's probably in.
It's goal all day long, but, you know, we just got to stand strong. You know, Everton have started very, very quickly. We're under pressure, and we have to deal with it.
What you can get for Chelsea specifically at this time of year in this league, whether it was reserves, under 21s or PL2 as it is now, because of all the Youth Cup success, that tends to take precedence in terms of selection and that sort of thing, and it can mean that your season can peter out a little bit. So it's quite good in a way that they've got an opposition tonight who obviously have tons on the line.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? Because they're going to be, they're obviously so at it, which means Chelsea will have to. Do you know what I mean? This isn't going to peter out this game.
We cannot relax, and of course, from Aidy's point of view, that's what he wants. He wants the lads to mentally stay switched on for the right up to the end of the season, and that's how it should be every season. And this is what these guys are learning. You can't switch off, you can't slow down, and against a team like this, the last thing you want is A, to get beat, or to be beat heavily. That's the worst case scenario, but we've been under pressure. We've kept it 0-0 8 minutes in. Let's see if we can play a bit of our own football, because we're capable.
Just haven't had a chance to get the ball into the playmakers, Maddox and Mount. No Bow up top yet. They haven't had a look in.
Well, they're in our faces, aren't they? And we have to deal with it. And it sometimes can be a bit of a culture shock when teams play in this fashion. You have to keep a calm head and pick out your passes and be accurate.
Carl Scott certainly likes to pick his passes. Skull de Silva, who, like bigger brother Jay, must have played 4 different positions so far this season. Up and down on either flank. Nice ball from Scott to Mount, and now he has had some time on the ball and he's made it count with a good ball to Carl Scott. Didn't trust his left foot for an early cross. Isaac Christie-Davis now into Ugbo.
So like it didn't quite work, did it? The layoff had to be absolutely spot on, and it wasn't. And when it isn't, you're always fighting to keep it under control. But yep, started to play a little bit of football. Maybe the game opening out a little bit now, and Everton understanding they're in again.
5 clear of Manchester City, who play Liverpool on Monday. If they win this, that match will be irrelevant. They last lost to City, actually, otherwise this league would already be done. Almost 5 weeks ago, City won that 3-0. With quite a few players that we're seeing quite a lot of course, because of the Youth Cup meetings between Chelsea and Man City. 5 Ash versus Unsworth on the touchline, 2 pretty tough, uncompromising centre-halves.
That'd be a challenge, wouldn't it, between those 2?
I'd take AD. And he looks in slightly better shape. Charsley goes all the way home to Matthias Hevelt, who I don't think has had a touch until now. He's played all but one of their 20 matches between the posts. Knight's clearance falls for Charsley. This is Liam Walsh. He's only missed a couple of games for them this term. There's Banangime. He's had one of those 2 really good chances.
Not seen a lot of Jacob Maddox either. Hasn't really been involved in the opening 10, 11 minutes. And I think it's the first time he's got involved with a challenge there, Ben. And you know, he's a player who can make us tick if he can get on the ball.
Charsley. Everton won it high. Anything will do for Nati to clear. Here comes John Joe Kenny. That looked good. Didn't that look good?
He's caught hold of that one, hasn't he? He's almost arrowed that into the top corner. If he'd gone in, it'd been a good strike. But you see the determination of Everton not trying to make a challenge, and we're sort of fighting to get the ball clear. But he strikes this really, really well. That was on target then. It's a goal all the way.
Beautiful technique. Can't hit a moving ball any cleaner than that. One coming across you as well. Try it again, it'll be on the railway track. Ugbo. Barely a sniff yet. Trying to pressure Banangime into a mistake. They look like a team who've got everything to fight for, Everton. Pretty impressive so far. Nati was hoping for a flag and he gets it.
Good defending, Richard. All he has to do is last man, and then the fullbacks look at him and push up. And they can see what he's trying to do. He had time to do it as well. Works that back line very, very well there, Richard Nati.
Been around the club for a long time, since under-9 level, albeit with a fair few breaks for school. Sam Parkin was telling me what special dispensation to train with Chelsea because he's done all his A-levels and things. It's a header from him here. Nice moment for him last time out with that goal at the shed end. Not all that many people on planet Earth can say they've done that. $20-ish for you, do you reckon, at the shed end? 15, 20 goals maybe?
I've actually never thought of that, Ben. But, yeah, something like that.
For most of us, it's just a dream. Very good start here from the league leaders. Chelsea have just about kept them at bay, and it's Kieran Donnell who's kept at bay there by Panzo.
Well, that's the first sort of real challenge we've seen as well from one of our defenders, and you know, we've seen Everton do it time and time again. I think maybe we've got to be looking to get tight and making challenges, and not necessarily getting too physical, but certainly putting our foot in and letting Everton know that we're there.
Going from left to right at the moment. Here's Robinson. Good cross, good header from Chalobah again.
It is a good header as well, and it's a great ball in, and they're not frightened to do that, Everton. Not frightened to put the ball in the box, that's for sure. And to see players coming from deep, that's a good touch though.
Mount on the go. Ugbo made the run to try and pull the space, and he's done really well to find him. Ugbo! 1-0 Chelsea, there's a sucker punch for you.
Well, that's what we're capable of, isn't it? I mean, absolutely brilliant. And we've dug in deep at the back. They've asked questions of us. They haven't scored when perhaps they could have done, Everton, in these early stages of the game. But what a counter-attack. First touch by Ike was brilliant. Mason, his run is different class, but what a pass that was. Ike gets it out of his feet, gives himself the chance to score by getting the ball into the right position to shoot. Yes, he's going to have a little bit of luck from the deflection, but hey, he deserves that little bit of luck. That's good play by Mason and Ike Ugbo.
We've said it time and time again, I'm sure you're probably bored of hearing it on this channel over the season, but the two of them have such a good relationship, on and off the field actually, but they just work well. It's a great run, of course. You would hope your centre forward would make a run to clear you some space like that, but then I think most people would have expected Mason Mount pulls the trigger, but no. Well, Ugbo didn't.
As you say, Ben, they've got an understanding. When you have, you know, it's difficult to, that's better. Cole getting his foot in there. Give it away now, but you know, that's what we need to be doing. It might lift our game a little bit. You know, Everton have been all over us. They might knock the stuffing out of them a little bit perhaps, but that's so good, that change of pace from Mason Mount initially. The link-up play was terrific, and they managed to smash it into the back of the net. Yes, a little bit of luck with the ricochet, but
mistake from Chaloba. Sambu, tight angle. Oh, it's a teasing ball across for Joe Williams.
That's a good ball. Give him a bit of credit. They picked up the pieces from a bad pass by Trevor there. Blind pass almost, easily cut out. I just thought Sambu didn't do enough here. I thought he could have really attacked our penalty area and got more of a square ball in. If he attacks space here, if he takes the ball on, he misses his first touch, then he dwells on it a little bit. And he has to wait for players to get into the box. And he can't hit it too hard because there's nowhere for it to go, but eventually overhits it, thankfully.
Tons of pressure for Everton, a couple of good chances. But it's Chelsea who lead, and Ugbo is up to 19. One off that holy grail is Joe Royle. Former Everton frontman. Of course, manager of David Unsworth and indeed John Everall, who is part of their staff here.
I've just seen the first misplaced pass, I think, by Everton as well. That's always a good sign. Is that a more worried look on his face? Bit early, yeah.
Well, if they were to lose this, and it's very early days and they have been the better side, but if they were to lose this and City win on Monday against Liverpool, funny and typical, Everton would need Liverpool to do them a favour, but then the gap would be 2 points with a game left, so...
Well, it makes it a bit exciting, doesn't it, anyway, but I'm sure Everton would like to finish things as soon as they possibly can. And I think they'll be relentless for the rest of the game, but again, that might just leave us with the opportunity of a counter-attack.
Good ball from Kenny, another chance, repelled by Beanie this time. Sambu with the shot.
Yeah, not enough power in it for me. I mean, Mitchell's read it well, and he's parried it away. It's a good height for him. That's a good ball in. I don't think he meant to leave the ball there for Sambu. But Sambu's made some sort of connection, but for me, not powerful enough. He's tried to steer it in. I mean, I think you've got to get your laces through this, get it on target from close range as it was. Possibly should have scored. Ben, you know, these chances are coming time and time again for Everton.
If you're going to place it, it's got to be nearer a corner than that was anyway. In comes the corner. Williams, Samet did well to not put a challenge in there. I was thinking penalty, and it comes from Walsh. And it's gone back to just how it was before the goal. Relentless Everton pressure, and another save. Besic with a shot.
Just not clearing our lines, are we? The first header wasn't the best, to be honest, and Christie doesn't get enough on it. Ruben then puts it back into the danger area, really. Should be heading it the other way, away from goal. Thankfully, getting the shot. Really not powerful enough to beat Mitchell from there.
One Chelsea breakaway. They made it count superbly. Mason Mount, such an impressive young talent. Really enjoyed watching him this season, and indeed last. But he's gone on a level this term.
He has, and that's what we're asking for. You know, okay, not every player is going to do that. And we see different players at different stages of their life, improve and not improve. I agree with you, Ben. I think Mason's been excellent. I think EK's been equally excellent as well.
There goes Mount again, and again. Good ball as well. Right idea. Manzo started to go, then stopped.
Yeah, I think if he'd got more on it to his right-hand side as well, EK was making a run in behind as well. But again, Mason and EK linking up really well. That's unlucky, isn't it? Again, just showing what we're capable of. And we've scored. Everton are a little bit wary. I just got a feeling Everton will keep playing the same way. They're desperate, obviously, to wrap the title up, but looks like they're aside. And we like to see it, to be honest, a team that really does like to attack and score goals.
If they don't do it tonight, let's hope they don't. Last game of the season for them, home to Liverpool.
That'd be exciting, wouldn't it, for them? I mean, it'd be something probably well worth watching, Ben, even at this level.
Challenge coming in from Besic.
Yeah, that's a good one. He's timed it really well. Well, he's kept his studs on the floor and he's got his foot in and won the ball cleanly.
Sambo in again, denied again. Mitchell Beanie's having a busy game. Not all have been on target, but the last few have.
Well, he's been active, hasn't he, Mitchell Beanie? But again, for me, it's a difficult angle, though, this one. It's a little bit of a sharper one. He's not got time to look up. He just swings his boot at it, gets a bit better contact, but a good height for Mitchell. Put this one on the floor, and Mitchell would have a problem.
Another Everton corner. Almost got to Besic. It has got to John Joe Kenny. That's a good cross. Goodness me, they could have had 5 and they haven't got any. Sambu should have a hat-trick by now.
Should have, shouldn't he? And again, you know, as a centre forward, hitting the target, we're a bit slow to react here. Good little ball in, though. Sambu with an excellent opportunity, Ben. I mean, he really shouldn't be missing these chances that he's getting. I mean, again, we talk about timing. And the timing is dreadful there, although he's in the right position. I suppose practice makes perfect, as they say. Can't keep giving them these chances.
He's played 8 times for those 4 goals. He could have doubled that tally here already. Half of the first half is gone. And the best will in the world, I'd love to tell you that Chelsea are deservedly beating Everton, but they've taken the chance that came their way.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, be clinical, and I'm sure Dave Unsworth will want to speak to his players as soon as possible if they don't get anything before half-time. And so
well, what else could you say right now other than, well, keep doing what you're doing, because surely it's going to go in at some point.
Yeah, he's obviously done all his work before the game, and he's worked hard throughout the season to get the right idea through to his players, and the players are adhering to it well. But, you know, the football's all about putting the ball in the back of the net. I mean, everybody knows that, and you know, they've probably got goal scorers in their team, but at the moment, you know, they're not clinical enough now, whether that's nerves or whatever it is at this stage of the season. I really don't know.
Brilliantly timed bit of defending from Chaloba there, and a nice touch from Ugbo to Mount.
Not like Mason for his touch to miss out, but he gets it back.
Now Jacob Maddox. Had a couple in the box, but chose to keep it for a bit.
Yeah, that's not such a bad thing. We see Everton dropping quite deep there, and we see them just engaging now on midfield, but unfortunately we have to go all the way back. But you know, that's not such a bad thing. You know, we want a bit of possession because they've had the majority of it so far.
Calder Silva looking for options. There's that Mount-Nugbo combo once more. Putting the pressure on. There's no pressure on Chelsea, really. I don't mean in terms of the flow of the game, I mean in terms of the occasion and the match, other than the desire to perform well.
There's personal pride, isn't there? Always going to be that. And, you know, we're Chelsea and we want to do well against big sides, which Everton at PL2 level are. You know, so the boys want to perform well, and that's a big thing. It's all about winning, Ben. You know, football is about winning, whether you like it or not. That's the way it is, and enjoy winning as well. And you know, our lads want to do that today. They've got themselves a good platform 25 minutes in.
No foul apparently on Maddox. It's Liam Walsh. Isaac Christie-Davis gets a rare touch. Nugbo wins the free kick.
I think the referee's right. You know, there have been a few challenges that predominantly Everton have put in, and I think he was right this time. Yeah, just caught EK from behind and put him off balance, and he goes to the ground. Tackle from behind, it has to be a free kick.
It's been a very different tale for two number 9s here. One chance for Ugbo, back of the net. 4 for Sambu. None of them in the back of the net. First half of this season, just to further emphasise the strength they've had at this level, Umar Niasse was playing for Everton, who's now on loan at Hull. And huge money signing that wasn't getting a look in under Ronald Koeman, hence the loan move to Hull. But he was their starting man up top, which is why Masala Sambu has only played 8 times. Niasse scored 7 in his 5 games at this level.
You know, when you've got that sort of player and that sort of power, that's what happens. We're in trouble here, though.
Surely this time for Basala Sambu. Oh, he's very, very lucky to get a second effort. 6 chances, he's finally taken one. Everton are on terms, and you can't really say they don't deserve it.
No, they do, and Mitchell's unlucky, you know, one-on-one. It's always one of those where everybody feels the centre-forward's got the upper hand, which he certainly has. The first effort, again, Ben, is for me, is poor. It's not clinical. And it's a decent save by Mitchell straight away, but unfortunately couldn't hang on to it. He follows in Sambu with a simple tap-in, but he's had the chances, hasn't he? And what worries me is when he gets his first goal, takes the pressure off him a little bit from the opportunities he's had earlier. And if he, as we said before, Ben, you keep giving him chances, at some stage he's going to get one. And in the end, unfortunately, it's a simple tap-in.
Number 5 for the season has arrived then. And we're back where we started. All square. Very lively game. Half an hour zip by here.
Of course, the goal will probably give them a lift, so we'll have some defending to do over the next, a bit more defending, should I say, over the next 10 minutes or so. Mason gets a free kick. I think, pulling his shirt there. And take the free kick.
Phone challenge, Kieran Dunlop. Both of them got up, they're mucking about. Here comes Anthony Williams again. See 2 or 3 of these runs. Cole de Silva's brought it to a halt.
He's done well there, Cole. He's got the goal kick out of it, but this lad's quick, isn't he? And he's strong. It's not a player you feel that he get his chance at Everton at some stage, and looks to be one of the more powerful players in their team today.
Holgate, Pennington, Kenny, Galloway, Tom Davis, Calvert-Lewin. few who've had first team action for the Toffees. Sambu's the target again. It's a well-watched ball, that, by Richard Narty, running one way but looking the other.
Did well, didn't he? He's trying to keep the ball here, but Everton are back in position straight away. It's good defending, because that could have cleared him over the top of his head if he'd been out of position. Does well.
Sam, lovely ball in between the lines to Mason Mount, picking up a typical Mason Mount position. Christy Davis to Panzo.
Well organised Everton, aren't they? They're two good individuals, but as a group they're well organised at the back and don't give much away, and that's why we're finding it hard to find our forward players, especially Christy Davis, who hasn't really been involved that much. Just to give EK a little bit more support if he can.
To keep it as well when possible. Panzo gave it away a little cheaply just a moment ago. It's a great test for a 16-year-old to play against a side like this. With Besic.
He's bought that one, Ben, hasn't he? He's bought that one, and it seemed like he was waiting for EK to make some sort of challenge. Can't believe that's enough to bring a tough guy like him to the ground. However, before he gives the free kick.
Charsley coming forward, just gave Jacob Maddox the brush off. Calder Silva got his toe in. Another Everton corner, lost count.
It's been hard work for our lads. You know, 1-1's a good result at the moment if we can go in at half-time like this, Ben. But, you know, they're asking all the questions, aren't they, Everton? And sometimes it does us good, you know, not only as a unit, but as individual players, to read situations, to understand and to get our foot in. Going forward, we found it a bit tough.
Glancing head rather than a solid one from Chaloba this time, which is more than adequate to character safety.
And again, you know, that's always what we say, you know, get to the ball first, and Trevor does well there. You know, it's a difficult one, pinged in from the far side, and he just helped it on its way.
Kenny, tracked all the way by Ruben Sama.
Well done, Ruben. Get your foot in, don't let the cross come in. He's focused on the ball there, not too worried about anybody else around him, but got a good foot in and made sure he got the block.
Beanie Jr. with the long clearance. Just got a shot of senior on the bench next to Lady Rivals. Neatly done by Besic. So good with the pass. Chaloba couldn't go back to Beanie, but he did well to find Scott. And Scott, as is generally the case, very neat and tidy in the middle of all that.
Moved the ball on well as well. Jacob moves it on again. It's a good attack. If we can keep the momentum going. We didn't want to come backwards, did we? If we could have poked it into EK.